This story begins in the heart of the Ares Empire on a normal weekday. Everything around seems quite calm. People are enjoying life and the beautiful weather. The security is satisfied that the revolutionaries have been hiding in the shadows for now. They have caused a lot of problems lately. Maybe they realized that their rebellion was pointless, and maybe the Imperial Knights destroy every revolutionary. In fact, at this moment, a very serious conversation was taking place in the dungeon between these same revolutionaries. Their plan is incredibly simple. Tonight, they will kill the Emperor and destroy the Empire. This is the only way to restore the kingdom. Logan McLean must fulfill an important task to protect the manuscript at all costs. Many people sacrifice themselves to obtain and protect the manuscript from the Empire. As soon as Logan gets this manuscript in his hands, he will immediately be hunted by the Knights of the Empire. He will be obliged to risk his own life in order to fulfill this duty. In fact, his motivation is not patriotism at all. It was for revenge. Before, many years ago, Logan was a very weak person. He lost to his younger brother, Ronan. This is strange because his younger brother only started training with the sword 3 years ago. Logan, on the other hand, has been actively training for 10 years to become a knight. It is surprising that this stupid and weak boy turned out to be an older brother. The future of the McLean family is quite bleak. A little later, Logan poisoned his younger brother with a paralyzing poison. The father was incredibly angry and ordered his eldest son to get away from here. Logan suffered from feelings of inferiority. He hurt his younger brother. For this sin, he was expelled from the family. After leaving home, he decided to become a mercenary. Only after 10 years of hard work, he realized what a terrible person he was before. A little later, returning to the city, he heard strange conversations in the streets. Rumor has it that Ronan McLean will be publicly hanged in the square this afternoon. He used auras and fought against the Empire on the front lines. Logan immediately started to hurry. He has to tell his younger brother something so he can't die. Logan was in a hurry. He ran to the central square at top speed, but he didn't make it. His younger brother was beheaded. That's what happens when you rebel against the Empire. With tears in his eyes, Logan vowed to take revenge on the Empire for killing his family and for taking away his chance to ask for forgiveness. Many years have passed. This red-haired boy holds a sacred manuscript in his hands. Now the Knights will do everything to stop him. They know how important this manuscript is to the Empire, so they will act hard and fast. Logan felt that he had reached a dead end. He had nowhere to run, so he had to fight. During all these years of working as a mercenary, his martial arts skills reached a new level. Now he is not as weak as he was before. He is really a strong and powerful warrior. When he was killing the Knights of the Empire, it was obvious that he was enjoying the process. Soon he was completely surrounded. There are too many Knights. Logan will not be able to escape. Realizing that he was destined to die right now, he accepted his fate. So if he dies, die beautifully. He activated a mysterious artifact and blew himself up along with the Knights of the Empire. His life was filled with regret. He existed for revenge, so at least he got his revenge. Although, of course, he cannot even forget his greatest pain after his death, because he never asked for forgiveness from his family. Fortunately, if he manages to meet his family in the next life, he will be able to apologize to them. Finally, he saw a flash of light in his eyes, and then he was back in the real world. He could not understand what had happened. His head hurts very much. It seems as if he is not dead. The servant Rick came to him. This is a young guy who wants to make sure that his master is alive. The problem is that Rick died 30 years ago, and Logan remembers it perfectly from his past life. He started asking this guy questions, and he decided that his master had lost his mind. Because of this, Rick began to actively call a doctor. He is too concerned about the health of his master. Looking out the window, Logan saw many emblems of his house. It seemed like it was all just a dream. At that moment, the younger Ronan brother entered his room. He wants to make sure that everything is fine with Logan. Our main character remembers this moment very well. It happened after their first duel. He lost to his brother, and after he came to him, Logan started yelling at his brother and blaming him for all the problems. Strangely enough, this little boy never paid attention to all the insults and continued to follow his older brother everywhere. So it was until that day, after all these insults, he stopped coming. Now the story has to change. Logan asked the Ronin to come to him. The younger brother apologized and said that he should have been more careful. Logan replied that all these are just little things. A brotherly duel is just a formality to improve skills. There is nothing wrong with it. After that, Logan could not stand it and began to cry. Memories from his past life make his heart suffer. Well, it's hard to watch and understand that such a kind and pleasant boy was taken away in the future. He fought on the front lines under the orders of the kingdom and died, so now is the perfect time to ask for forgiveness. Logan said that he was very guilty before him, and after that he hugged his brother. They agreed to meet a little later, and their relationship had never been at such a good level. Now that Logan was alone in the room, he realized that this was not like a dream. He'd really returned to the past, which means that he is obliged to change history. Maria entered the room and immediately apologized to her master. Logan completely forgot that he had treated his servants very badly before, so they apologized to him even for the smallest things. He asked them to calm down and bring him pen and paper immediately. Rick and Maria were scared. They thought that Logan wanted to do something very bad to them with pen and paper. They had to be calmed down, and after a while the request was fulfilled. Logan asked everyone to leave his room. Now he needs to show patience and change his attitude towards the immediate environment. He wants to start by writing down everything that will happen in the future so that he does not forget about it. A war against the Empire in 10 years, disasters that will destroy not only his family, but the entire nation. His goal is very simple. He must change history and avoid all these problems. To begin with, one should pay attention to the War of Vassals, which will happen in a year. It will be unexpected and will partially destroy his family. After that, dark times will begin for the clean family, so everything must be done to prevent this war from happening. It is obvious that for this you need to meet the father. He also plays an important role in this story. In a past life, the father refused his eldest son. A repetition of this plot cannot be allowed. Then quite funny things began to happen. As soon as the servant saw the eldest son of the family, she was immediately frightened. Everyone began to worry and not know how to behave. It seems that before Logan really behaved very badly with them. He got a chance for a second life, so he has no right to repeat his mistakes. It's time to change. He asked to calm down and not to be afraid of him, although his face said something completely different. Because of this, they feared him even more. The sudden changes in his character seem strange. It takes more time for everyone around him to get used to it. He will have to wait and continue to show everyone else that he has changed. Well, of course, he should show his smile less because it does not look like the smile of a good person at all. The time has come to meet his father. In his past life, Logan resented him after his father kicked him out of the family. He considered him a cold-blooded person who did not believe his son, a cruel father who heartlessly expelled his own child. Logan didn't even come to him after he passed out from his injury during the official duel. This guy was too stupid in his past life, but now he has to change. Patrick McLean looked stern. He wanted to understand why his eldest son had come. Of course, Logan would like them to hug each other, but for his father, the story goes in a completely different direction. Logan explained that he had come to ask permission to do some personal training near the family cemetery. In order to win the regional war, you need to improve your qualities, make your knights stronger, and strengthen their equipment. In order to do all this, a lot of money is needed, so now it is necessary to focus on this. In the Ares Empire, his McLean family is known as a family of poor people. They have almost no free money. Logan knows how to change this, thanks to an event that will happen in 3 months. He will be able to earn a lot of money. To do this, you need to improve your martial arts skills and get the right to vote. After defeating his younger brother, Logan does not want to run away. He said that he has drawn conclusions and is ready to get better. The father was not going to believe his son's words. He has known for a long time that Logan has problems with discipline. His eldest son only talks a lot but does little, so he better go. All this time, instead of admitting his weaknesses, Logan showed aggression towards others. He was too stupid. Now he apologizes and explains that this training can help him get his emotions under control. This time his words look much more serious, so the father decided to give him a chance. After a small conversation, Patrick gave permission to his son to train. This is already minimal, but a victory. Several days passed after this conversation. Logan tried not to waste time at all. Only immediate family members are allowed in the entire place, so no one interferes with training. This gives Logan the perfect opportunity, plus he can't let others see his training methods. He took with him a book with the secrets of the divine sword. In his past life, he memorized and burned this manuscript so that the Empire would not get it. In the middle of this book were the secrets that were given by a hero of ancient times. This hero defeated the dragon that ruled the world. Logan was able to encrypt this book using the secret code of the Independent Army so that no one could read it. If the book is not lying, then after studying it, the boy will become incredibly powerful. In his past life, he had little talent, and this prevented him from becoming a great warrior. The life force that changes the body is called force. It is the basis of the secrets of the divine sword. After returning to this world, it seems to him that his life force works completely differently. It seems to him that a few days will be enough to form the inner energy core, but it turned out to be even easier than he expected. After how many minutes his inner energy core was formed, it was difficult to even dream of such a result while the core was forming. A powerful energy was formed inside it, which was absorbed by his body. Now his power must reach a completely different level and make him a legendary warrior. His body and senses completely changed. They adjusted to the necessity of mastering the sword. Logan cannot understand why the core of power forms so quickly. At this rate, he will become very strong in just a few months. Training continued both day and night. Logan hardly rested at all and approached the last day of training. Of the 10 sword techniques recorded in the manuscript, he learned almost all of them. It remains to master the temporal section. With a single core of 1 star, he will be able to do this. The result was really impressive. All this time spent on training was worth it. All this power is greater than his expectations. It is obvious that an ordinary novice cannot master this technique so quickly. Although he spent all his strength after the first blow, it is not bad to have such an ace up his sleeve. Logan went to his father to tell him about his results, but he was told that Patrick McLean did not want to see him now. According to family law, even direct relatives cannot meet with the owner without prior notice. This law has been in place for several hundred years, although it is strange because in the past life this did not happen. With the help of his new skills, John began to hear much better. All his characteristics improved. He heard the knights laughing at him and discussing the situation. They consider him a weakling who ran away after defeating his own younger brother. His reputation is at an all-time low now. Even the knights mock him. He planned to show off his changes and step by step to change his reputation, but he would have to act more aggressively. He turned to a knight named Dominion and said that one cannot obey laws that have long been obsolete. The knights around were surprised. They did not expect such a turn of the plot. Logan also said that he was offended by such approval of the knights and he would not allow unfair insults. That was why he took out his gloves and threw them at the Dominion's face. This is how in ancient times they challenged their opponent to a duel, so a battle awaits us. This behavior greatly offended the knight. He has no choice but to accept the duel. It's time to look at the progress that Logan was able to achieve during all these months of training. Soon, they took up arms and prepared for battle. The knights around were sure that the young heir of the family would lose because he lost even to his younger brother. No one believes in his victory because opposite him stands a real King Kong in armor. Nevertheless, John looks calm and self-confident. He knows that he has become much stronger than in his previous life. The duel has officially begun. Now we can see which of these two is the strongest. Dominion is not going to feel sorry for the opponent. He was offended and he wants revenge.